Hey guys, thank you for joining me again for another episode of Keith's Tasty Chapters. Today I'm going to make a comfort food, grits and shrimp. The legendary long history of this rendition of grits and shrimp, but this one packs in a ton of flavor. It's easy to make. It's a two-pan scenario. Let's get to it. Okay, so here are the ingredients. There's a lot going on in this recipe, but it is delicious, comforting, and you will appreciate this. So I'm going to show you real quick what I've done as a prep work, since I didn't want to bore you with all the laborious little prep work to get this all set up. But I've got the Cajun shrimp here. I use the Cajun Choice Creole seasoning. I'm not promoting them, but this is the one I like. And I let the shrimp, these are U16 to 20, and that's per pound, so you get between 16 to 20 shrimp for a pound. And so I went ahead and put this and let this set with this Creole seasoning. I also have Worcestershire sauce. I have Italian flat leaf parsley. I have scallions. I have jalapeno. I have smoked applewood bacon. I have garlic. I have some water. I have butter, lemon juice, tomatoes, some cream, some chicken stock, and some polenta, aka grits. So this is a quick recipe. 2 pans to make, and you're going to enjoy this, especially as we come into that fall season. It gets cooler. It's nice to just tuck right up on into this recipe, and you're going to love this one. So let's get to it. We're going to go ahead and get this pan going. So I have a 3-quart pan. I'm going to go ahead and drop 1.5 cups of chicken stock into the pan. So basically the ratio is 3 to 1 to grits to liquid. So in this case, since I'm not cooking for 4, I'm cooking for 2, my son and myself. He's the video photographer behind this camera. I'm going to head and put it 1.5 cups. I'm going to have a 1/2 cup of polenta, and I'm going to drop that in. Once this comes to boil, I'll drop the polenta in and let that steep. I'll put some cream and some butter in there and make it really unctuous, and I'll drop in some cheese at the end. You're going to love this, guys. So we are at temp at a boil. I'm going to go ahead and add the grits in here. Slowly, I'm going to introduce that to the liquid so it doesn't clump up. And I'm going to go ahead and whisk this up. It's at boil. I'm going to go ahead and drop the temperature down to low and cover it and let it steep, simmer for about 10 minutes. I've chopped up 2 pieces of bacon. It's smoked bacon, and this is going to be the base to cook our shrimp in. So that fat, of course, bacon, everything goes great with bacon. It's going to go great with shrimp. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this into a pan and let this render down. This will probably take about good 5, 6, 7 minutes. And that bacon fat is magic. We're going to love this. So I have a jalapeno. I've already chopped this up. I have green onion. I have Italian parsley. I also have a Roma tomato. So I'm going to just really quickly demonstrate how you manage this. It's a 1/2 of a jalapeno. I'm going to devein and de-seed this. This is where all the caliente, the heat, lives. I like some heat, but sometimes you don't want it to overpower the dish. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the seeds. And I'm going to slice this. And when they say mince, mincing is a fine chop, right? So that would be something to the effect of really just very small chop. And to enhance the mincing is you can literally go across this again and just chop it up until it's minced very finely. So we're going to go ahead and mincing the scallion. So mincing is like almost, it's not pureeing, but it's making it very refined. So you get the essence, but not the overpowering of the ingredient. Go ahead and crush this garlic. Escapee, trying to get away from its destiny. And I will mince this as well. So there's several variations that you can do with garlic. You can hand chop it, which is a bit laborious. You can press it or you can roll it. And I'm going to roll my garlic. And this is going to go in with the shrimp and all these other accoutrements here shortly. So the bacon is cooked down. It is nice and crispy. But that's just part of what we're going to introduce to this dish. Look at that. Beautiful. Perfect. So I'm going to pull this off. Let it drain off a paper towel. And the residual fat from the bacon is what I'm going to cook the shrimp in. I'm going to use about a tablespoon. So the grits need a little bit more liquid, so I'm going to introduce a little more chicken stock here. Think about polenta corn, it absorbs. It is a hog for liquid. So it's not the end of the world in this. You can just introduce more liquid. You want to stir that up. And probably could throw a little bit more in there as well. Grits have been on the stove for about 6 minutes. So I'm going to introduce some butter. And about a tablespoon of cream. And I want these grits to be creamy. And so the way you manage that is introducing liquid, butter, or cream. I have this presser that works very efficiently, and I like it. So I'm just gonna roll the garlic, and it minces it instantaneously off this roll. So you had a hard day at work. There's a little bit of small relief involved in doing this, and we have the minced garlic. So we're going to transfer this into our bacon fat. And the creole shrimp that have been marinating in this creole seasoning, I'm going to go ahead and drop that in there. I'm going to turn the heat up, about medium-high heat. And I want to introduce some salt as well. I'll also throw some pepper. I'm going to use white pepper. I just tend to like white pepper. It's a little milder, more sophisticated, not so harsh as black pepper. We're going to let this So I've had these shrimp. I'm gonna let these cook about 2 minutes aside. You never want to overcook shrimp because they become like a rubber band. We want them a little resistant but supple in the middle. All right, so I'm gonna drop the scallions, the jalapeno. I'll hold off the parsley, so I'm going to drop the tomato, scallions, and jalapeno into the shrimp here. Go sauteing. I like scallions. And jalapeno, I de-seeded those, deveined them, so you get the essence of the jalapeno, but you're not going to get all the heat. Oops, escapee. We'll let this saute. So I'm going to add some salt as well. Always got to season along the way. You don't need too much because we're going to introduce the bacon. As you know, bacon has salinity, salty. So I have some white cheddar cheese. Normally I would use Parmesan, but the white cheddar is a little milder, allows the other cast of characters to really pop and display itself in terms of a flavor profile, because Parmesan tends to be pretty salty. So I'm just going to grade maybe a quarter cup to mount that at the end. I hadn't dropped the bacon bits in here that we cooked off earlier that's rendering in that fat. So that bacon being crispy, it's going to add a nice element, a nice texture against the suppleness of the shrimp. Of course, the heat of the jalapeno. It's always about the marriage of flavors to make a nice, well-balanced flavor profile. I'm going to mix this up here. This is on a medium-low heat. I just, again, never want to overcook the shrimp. Adding some lemon juice. A little acidity just wakes everything up. To add another flavor, Worcestershire sauce, man, it's that umami, that flavor that adds a little punch. So maybe just shy of a half teaspoon.